Yeah, I think when we look at the ownership structure, Bitcoin versus gold, what you have is a dichotomy. Gold owners tend to be a bit cynical, more conventional, less technical, more traditional. They rely upon metrics like CPI and conventional sovereign interest rates. They tend to be diversified. They're traders, sometimes they're speculators. Bitcoin holders generally are maximalist, and they're believers in the technology as a force of progress to elevate the entire civilization. And it's not a speculation, it's not a trade, they're not hedging. I'm going to give some quotes. Jim Rickards in the new case of gold, quote, "Gold's an attractive part of portfolio. Still, it's always prudent to diversify. I've consistently recommended a modest allocation, 10% of your investable assets. My advice to investors is simply to get gold, but not too much." Frank, you said, "What I do best is create and build mining companies. 10% of your portfolio should be in gold. Gold won't keep going up forever, and rotate out of gold following the panic buy." He said that on Stansberry, December 2020. And then the famous Peter Schiff said, quote, "I don't own much gold. I own more gold stocks." At Salt Vegas 2019. And a lot of gold companies don't even have gold. They're exploration companies trying to find it. They're speculations. Newmont Mining, $11 billion in revenue, has $5.5 billion in cash, EBITDA of $5.7 billion last year, paid a massive dividend, $1.45. They actually mine gold at $750 to $1,000 an ounce. They've returned $2.7 billion to their shareholders. They paid $704 million in taxes. They're dividending out 40 to 60% of the free cash flow above $1,200 an ounce. They have effectively zero net debt, and yet they borrowed $985 million at 225 basis points last year. They could borrow 5 to 10 billion more. What does this mean? It means they're mining gold as fast as they can so that they can buy cash. They don't even think it's worth, they could buy $10 billion of gold for 2.5% interest. They don't think the gold is going up. They think the gold is going back to 1,200. Barrick Gold, the same story. They paid $1.3 billion in tax last year at a 27% rate. They're overmining the gold. They're returning capital to their shareholders as fast as possible. $750 million this year, massive dividends. These gold miners don't believe in gold. They don't have any gold on their balance sheet. They could borrow $20 billion at 3% interest and buy gold if they believed in it. They don't believe in it. By the way, talk about hating gold. They could actually cut their sales of gold back and eliminate all their taxes. That's $2 billion in tax those two companies paid. They could take it to zero. Not only did they overmine the gold, sell the gold, drive the price of the gold down, they also paid off, in one case, $12 billion of debt. Barrick did over the past 10 years. They won't borrow money, and they're actually double taxing the gold by paying the dividend. They first pay the income tax rate, and then they force their shareholders to take the dividend rate. And the message is, we don't actually believe gold is money. We don't know what is money. We'll let our shareholders figure it out after we basically drive the price of gold down and pay 50, 60% tax to dividend the money back. It makes no sense. Gold miners are maximizing the gold supply to the detriment of everybody in the gold industry. On the other hand, I ran some polls. 75% of Bitcoiners intend to recruit 3 more people to Bitcoin's cause this year. 43% are going to recruit 11 or more. 84% would rather mortgage their home to buy Bitcoin, right? Not the gold miners, but the Bitcoiners do. 51% of Bitcoiners believe that have more than 51% of their allocation to Bitcoin. And the equivalent is 84% of people that answer my gold poll have 10% or less in gold, and they only half of them answered. So when you look at ownership structure, you have Bitcoin maximalists that view Bitcoin as money. They're optimistic, they're all in, they think the number's going up, they think freedom is going up, they believe in the Bitcoin standard, it's viral, they have laser eyes, it's technology, there's a master plan, make the world a better place through technology. They're more passionate than any of the gold bugs, any other investor group I've ever seen. Gold holders on the other side of the equation, they're a bit skeptical. They've been burned. They're a bit cynical. And even the advocates aren't really willing to commit more than 10% of their portfolio. And it leaves you with the last question, which is, if you're only going to invest 10% of your portfolio in gold, what are you going to invest the other 90% in?